Hi guys, my name is Kelly, and if you've just moved out of home and you're sick of living off 2-minute noodles, then keep watching. This is cooking for the clueless, and I have 3 really easy dishes that every first home leaver needs to know. So put down the mee goreng, the 2-minute noodles, or the Easy Mac, chuck on an apron, if you have one, and join me in the kitchen. Now, since a lot of you live on campus and you don't have ovens, unfortunately, thank you CSU, we will be making a stovetop friendly recipe. We'll be making penne with cherry tomatoes, pine nuts and basil. What I've already done is I've already boiled the kettle, so the water's already bubbling, and we're going to add the pasta to the saucepan. Just be careful when you drop it in because it will splash back a little bit. We're going to just stir that around a little bit. And we're going to let that cook for about 5-10 minutes. You can stab it with a fork if you'd like, just to test if it's al dente or not. So the pasta's almost cooked, so we're going to start with the rest of the dish. So we're going to start stirring. We're first going to add just a dab of butter to the hot fry pan. And with the butter, you just want to chuck in a little bit of garlic as well. And you want the garlic to brown. I wish you guys were here to smell this. This smells delicious. While that's about to brown up, we're going to cut up some cherry tomatoes as well. Just slice them in half. Super easy. We just got to wait for that to brown. I'll just check the pasta. Or if you can't stab it, just thread it onto the knife, the fork. So that's almost done. Oh, we can turn it down now. We don't want to burn the butter. And now we're going to add the cherry tomatoes. You can really add as many as you want. You'll notice when you're stirring them through, they'll get really soft and they'll start opening up. Oh, this smells amazing. You can probably see that the garlic start to brown up a little bit as well. We're just going to strain the pasta now. If you're unfortunate and you don't have a strainer, you can use a wooden spoon. Just be careful because it is super duper hot. Just make sure that you wash up your dishes because living with a lot of people, you don't want to deal with mess. We want to live in a communal area that's clean. So that's looking really good. Okay, we're going to turn that down a fraction. And I'm going to chuck in the pine nuts now. You have to be careful with the pine nuts because they do burn quite easily. And just keep an eye on those. And so you don't use heaps of utensils and everything, you can use the saucepan that you did have. So we're going to chuck the pasta, just get all of the water out as much as possible because you don't want it being watery like dining hall. No one likes watery pasta. We're going to chuck that in. This is looking really good. Now that's browning up. While that's cooking, I'm just going to get some of the garnish ready. So we're using feta and basil. You can use Danish feta, which I've got here. Danish is really good because it's really crumbly. And I love Danish feta as well, so you can add as much or as little as you like. It's really up to you. I'm just going to chop up a couple of basil leaves as well. Oh shit! Taki mushrooms! The pine nuts. Gotta keep an eye on the pine nuts. Okay, so that's almost done. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit more. Because I love feta, I'm just gonna add a lot more feta. And just be careful because knives are sharp. I'm sure your mother taught you that before you came to uni. And try not to eat all of the ingredients while it's cooking. Okay, so that's done. So what we're going to do is turn that off and we're going to scoop this into the pasta. Just try and get as much of it as possible. So we're just going to stir through that tomato and pine nuts with the garlic and butter. There we go. And we're just going to plate this up now. There we go. You can serve as much as you like. You can save any leftovers for later. And we're just going to put the feta, just sprinkle that over the top, and garnish with basil as well. And there you go, guys. There's the penne, cherry tomato, pine nuts, and basil.
So, boiling an egg sounds like the most easy thing in the world, right? I mean, on paper, you pick the egg up, you put it into a pot of hot water, and time does all the rest. But it can be hard to get it exactly the way that you want it. But don't worry, I'm Regan. I'm gonna show you how to get the perfect boiled egg every single time exactly the way that you like it. So the first thing that we wanna do is just boil a big old pot of water. We want about 1 inch of clearance. So in a pot about this big, I'm gonna take this off the heat once it's boiling, and just put our eggs in. And we're going to do 5 today so that we can have a look at a few different temperatures of the eggs. Alrighty, so if you put your eggs in for 3 minutes, you're going to get really barely set white. So they'll still be like completely running on the inside. 4 minutes, so just that 1 minute extra gets you like a really nice kind of soft boiled egg. 6 minutes will get you something that's kind of a nice middle ground. And if you're gonna go put it in for 10 minutes, then you'll get a hard-boiled egg, but still with like a nice kind of custardy center. That's the kind that I usually prefer. And then if you wanna go the full 9 yards and put it in for 15, then that bad boy's gonna bounce. So if that's what you like, go for it. Not my taste, do what you want. So once we've set our eggs aside, taking them off the heat, it's really important to make sure that we put the lid on the pan just to keep all that heat in and just let them stew up all that nice heat. And now we wait. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes and we're ready to take our last oof, that's French for egg, out. Now this one is your true hard-boiled egg. And it looks like it cracked when it came in, but that's fine. Anyway, this bad boy right here will bounce. It won't bounce, don't do it. But it's very hard. Anyway, we're gonna take this over here. Alrighty, now that we've got all our eggs in various forms of cookedness, I don't know what the word for that is, we can start peeling them. So, best thing to do for this is just get a big old bowl full of cold water, and that way you can just dunk your eggs straight in and start peeling. If you want to crack them first, crack them on the side here, or you can use a spoon or something, but I'm just going to use the side of the bowl. And what we want to try and do as much as possible is get under this membrane that kind of runs around the outside of the egg. So if we can get under that, the shell will just peel off nice and easy, like so. So there you have it. Perfect boiled egg. Bit of salt, bit of pepper, down the hatch. Oh, that's really good.
So some of you have come home at 3 AM slightly intoxicated. waiting too long in the line for potato gems and you don't have enough money for a kebab. So you come home and you raid the pantry and there's just nothing that appeals to you. But wait, I have something that does appeal to you. And that's Cheats baked potatoes. So what we're gonna do is, these have already been washed. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna stab it. So just stab it a few times, top and bottom. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover it in a bit of salt and pepper. You want quite a bit because you want a lot of flavour. And then we're just gonna rub that in so it does get into the stab marks that we've done. You can use the plate as well, just the leftover stuff that didn't get on there. Rub it in. And then we're just gonna put that in the microwave for about 5 minutes. Each microwave is different on power, so we'll just check that after 5 minutes and see if it's cooked enough. So now that should be nice and cooked. Ooh, it's looking real good. So we're gonna bring that over, and super easy, we're just going to cut open the potato. Might be a little bit hot, so just watch your fingers. Woo. And then we're gonna season again with some salt and pepper. You can really put anything on it. You can put sour cream and sweet chili sauce. We've just got butter at the moment, so we're just gonna pop some butter in there and that'll melt. It just looks like a fat ass potato gem. Yep, I can say ass. We're just gonna colour it with some green stuff. So over here we have some coriander. Just break off a branch. And there you have it. Cheats baked potato.
There are so many different kinds of cooking oil out there, and it's very easy to get confused. I could spend all day going through every single one and all of their uses, but I don't know them myself and nobody's got time for that. So what I will do today is talk to you about just these 4. These are things that you might just have lying around the house. First up, we have extra virgin olive oil. This is great for just medium heat frying. Next up, peanut oil. This is great for really deep heat stuff, so deep frying, that kind of thing. Sesame oil. If you're going to be dressing salads or veggies, sesame oil is what you want to use. And last but not least, humble butter. If you're doing baking, you want to be using butter. And while we're on the topic of baking, if you've got a fan-forced oven and you're following a recipe from a book, then you want to be knocking 20 degrees off the suggested temperature. So if it says 180, knock it back down to 160, because there is nothing in the world that's worse than a burnt cake. Like nothing.
So you've baked your potato, you've gone to bed without your glass of water, and you wake up feeling dank with a hangover. And all you want is some greasy food. And what's the best greasy food? Bacon. And who is bacon's best friend? Eggs. So I'm gonna make you a bacon and egg toast cup. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna actually roll out the bread, just so we can spread it out a little bit more in the pan. So we're just gonna roll it out. If you don't have a rolling pin, you can use a cup. And then what we're gonna do is gonna take the cookie cutter, and we're just gonna get 2 slices out of that. There we go. And we're gonna make quite a few. So we're gonna keep rolling it out. You want about 4 for each little hole in the pan. You don't wanna roll it out too thin though, or else it'll break and it just won't be nice. There we go. You also want to butter your muffin. So we're just going to take a little bit of that. Just butter each slice. This will just stop it from sticking in the actual pan. Okay, just a little bit more. There we go. And we're just going to place it kind of like a flower. And you just want to try and push it down into the pan so you're creating that cup shape. And once again, flower pattern into the tray, pushing it down. So what we're going to do next is we're going to turn on the fry pan. We're just going to chuck in some bacon slices. You don't really have to worry about browning the bacon up because it will cook in the oven as well. So you don't have to get it super crispy because the oven will do that. So now that the bacon's cooked, we're just going to take it and place it into the cups. So just about 2 slices each should be fine, and crisscross them over. You still kind of want to make the dent in the cup and the bacon so that the egg can still fit in. And if you've got any excess bacon, you can just really just eat it while you're waiting. This no yolk will be the best hangover breakfast you've ever had. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the eggs now. I'm going to crack it and just place them in the cup. Go. So we've cracked the eggs and now we're going to put them in the oven now. You probably want to put them in there for about 20 to 25 minutes. You do want to keep an eye on it though. You just probably want to take it out when the whites are actually white. If you like your eggs a little bit more runny, you can take it out. If you like them a little bit more cooked, you can leave it in just a little bit longer. So after about 20-25 minutes, they're ready by now. So we're just going to take them out of the oven. Just be careful because it will be super hot. Okay. There you go. Ooh, you're feeling a bit scrambled. These will chew you up. And what you need is just a knife. You just need to trace around the edge of the cup, just to kind of get it out of the hole in the pan. And they should come out pretty easily. Just gonna slide that under. Might be a little bit stuck to the pan, but that's fine. Just give it a bit of a tug. Oh, these look so good. Yum. Okay. And all you have to do is just season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. Some salt. Excellent. There you have it, guys. Bacon and egg toast cups. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want more recipes or just to look over the ones that we've already done today, you can check out the I Just Left Home cookbook by Kate Greenwood, or you can check out her website and get the book from there at catherinegreenwood.com.au. Thanks again for watching. Stay excellent, Vlogger.
Well, they're round all round and they're bigger at the bottom, smaller at the top, and we are glad that we have got them, and they're egg-shaped because they're eggs. Things with fins and wings and legs, they lay eggs.